that?
All right, boys, we're back. It is butt-ass cold out if you're up here in the Mid-Atlantic, maybe even in the South. It is cold as shit, but we're back, the Brotherhood Buffs, with another episode of Ted and Tactics here on the Brotherhood Buffs podcast feed. As you guys will find out here in a minute what we're all about, I got Bob, the energy dude, next to me, and I got Spray 9 down there to the south of us, rocking it out. So we will have a really good episode. Before we get started, guys, this episode is brought to you by The Energy Drink. TheEnergyDrink.com. Use code TED75. That's TED 75 for 20% off your first order. If you don't know about the energy drink, we here at the Brotherhood Buffs came up with the energy drink. Proceeds of every can we sell supports first responders. 200 milligrams of caffeine matched with theanine. No crash, no jitters. Blueberry extract, CoQ10 for mental clarity. All natural vitamins, minerals, electrolytes, and amino acids. 10 calories, no sugar, 2 grams of carbs. You want to learn more about what we do and how we support, go check out TheEnergyDrink.com. All right, boys, what do you got? Spray 9, what's going on down there?
Not a whole lot, man. On the another sponsor we got is alertpage.net. You know, they're a breaking news company that sends alerts out to buffs like us, restoration companies, news agencies, and what they do, they have people monitoring radios 24/7, and they send out confirmed alerts. And in y'all's neck of the woods in Horsham, they just paged out an accident with entrapment on Horsham Road.
TED 75.
Yeah, 1201 Horsham Road.
So the 1200 block of Horsham Road in Horsham Township.
Yep.
One vehicle overturned, one trapped.
Let me try to get a little more detail.
So they send out alerts, and I'm sitting here watching them throughout the show, and we'll read them as they come.
Yeah, two vehicles near the Wawa. Only one is on fire. Oh, so we'll find out what happened. So, and I think they just sent 18 with them. All right. Anyway,
Baltimore City got.
Oh, dude, they're burning. 52's had 3 fires today. Stand by. Give me a second.
Philly was on fire.
13 just requested the rest of the box a few hours ago. 5 had a box. 52 had 2 bells. Earlier today, 36 had a blaze. 52 had a blaze. Dude, it's been nonstop. It's straight up fire season. You guys know the cold weather brings fires. People do dumb shit trying to keep their houses warm. And that's where we're at. So if we hear of any good fires during and between our episodes, during our articles, you will hear the TED 75 button. So we will keep you up to date on that as we go through. Bob, don't worry about that. We're good to go. If you guys don't know how this show works, it's pretty simple. What we do is we find all the trending news articles that are going on throughout the week. Spray 9 and myself kind of know what's going on because we put some of on here, but Bob does all the research, and then we comment on them on how they affect the fire service. So Spray 9's got some interesting internet, so hopefully we can keep him in tune here, and we are going to get this ball rolling. So, Bob, if you want to go ahead and share your screen, and we will get this show started.
Gotcha.
I just like seeing Spray 9 all bundled up, knowing it's cold down south. It just makes me so happy.
He's getting a taste of it.
Well, I do stand here in my garage, so.
Right.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I think it's like 40 degrees right now.
All right. Well, that's about what it's in the warehouse, and I'm excited that it's 40 degrees to make sure our drinks don't freeze, because we do have a gigantic order headed out to the Midwest. Guys, if you have a Hy-Vee grocery store near you, especially in Iowa, Nebraska, South Dakota, if you're out in that region, pay attention. The energy drink is hitting the shelves. So we got some more exciting news. But anyway, go ahead, Bob. What we got?
All right. Well, before I start, I always got to say we started running this little tab, right? We started off a couple episodes ago. All three of us picked the same flavor. Last week, I think it was you and Spray 9. And it looks like Spray 9 and I, if I saw yours correctly, drinking the pineapple today. So cheers. And our first story up here is over in Clearfield County, PA. Firefighter was responding to a call and over in Bradford Township, and apparently got in an accident on the way. And within, social media and everything gets going, there was a lot of kickback, and they were blaming him, calling him an erratic driver, typical volunteer, rushing to the fire. And it turns out that, did it say his age in the article? I forget, but he, his family has that Life 360 app and to location and everything of that. But I didn't know it also can do speed as well as GPS. So they found out that in his trip from where he left going to the call that his top speed was 25 miles an hour on the hill, and right before the crash he was doing 13 miles per hour. So it looks like these apps actually helped him out.
Well, no, I think there's an important point. If you continue to read that, they were saying that he was driving too fast for the road conditions because there was snow on the road. I think that's the missing point here that you will see. And if I can pull it up here, just give me 1 second. I did have some inside information from one of our news sources. I'm just going to pull up a picture here so everybody knows. You'll see right here, and I know Spray 9, you don't really have to deal with this as much as we do, but this has been a common debate at the firehouse. I think this picture kind of depicts it pretty well. Listen, road conditions are not. I don't know what you guys notice on this wagon. Yes, the guy hit it. They're lucky that they walked away. 13 miles per hour. I know people can get killed at any speed. So be it. However, once again, here's a wagon driving in snow, whether they have on spots or not. You got no chains and no cables on the wagon. I don't know. I don't get why. I don't get it. I don't get why you would go to the wagon, head out in icy and snowy road conditions without being properly prepared. I mean, our job is to go out there and be able to do our job. And one of the things is having the wagons prepared for that. And I don't know, maybe it's just because we were at work or whatever it was. If you had any accumulation whatsoever, you were putting on at least the cables at the very minimum. And I think that's something that you should really strongly consider in these situations. I don't know, Spray 9, what do you think?
You always have to. You always got to take care of yourselves, the apparatus, and be prepared for the conditions that you're unsure of. Looking at that picture, yeah, you got to have something on there, especially you're in Pennsylvania. You should know better. I've definitely been on a rig going maybe 10 miles an hour, and you start sliding sideways. It will happen no matter what speed you're going. And, a couple episodes back, we were talking about the department's not taking care of the rigs, or you're talking about the tires needing to be replaced, and the tires haven't come in yet. Well, the department hasn't taken you out of service to get them replaced yet. And now you're dealing with these crappy conditions. You got to be prepared for it. Like you said, fortunately, it's just that.
Yeah, no, and you can see one of the comments even here says no change, right? I mean, I think that's the common thing. Take the time, go figure it out, spend some time, grind it out, learn. It's not that hard to put on cables. It's not that hard to put on chains. Yeah, it's a pain in the ass, but be prepared. I mean, our job as emergency responders is to be prepared, to be able to go out. People are relying on us to get to their incident, right? You get in an accident, and now all of a sudden you have another emergency on your hands, and the person who called 911 is not getting what they needed. Just reading through my news source, I'm being told roads are icy, but that was the only engine. Now they're using a reserve from another company. So there you go. There's another thing. You took a piece of apparatus out of your fleet when you're already down, or you don't have enough money to have multiple apparatus, right? So again, that's just another thing. You go out there and wreck that, you're putting your community at risk. So I just think it's something to be cognizant of. I know we've covered it a few times, but go from there. So
yeah, and the old adage that we've heard a lot, and we always, cussed it. People say arrive alive and stuff like that, but really, if you do get into a crash or something, like you want to go to this fire and then you get in a collision, now you don't get to go to it, and you get a whole bunch of headaches to follow.
Oh yeah, paperwork for days, babe. Paperwork for days. Ain't nobody want to do that shit. So, but all right, Bob, what we got next? Spray 9. We got anything going on? What we got, guys?
All right. Anything on the board?
Send it.
Uh-oh.
LA.
TED 75.
In LA, the 1500 block of South Wilton Place, units on scene of a 2-story single family with heavy fire showing. Who else we got? Washington County, Maryland, in Williamsport, they have a dwelling fire in the 7700 block of Neck Road, a 2-story Type 3 single-family dwelling with working fire, requesting the tanker task force and safety assignment.
Oh boy, let's go. Mount up. Speaking of being safe, tankers. There we go. I'll get the old turbo siphon out. So
well, that's a good little segue, guys. I'm going to do a little. I'm going to play that in a second, but I'm going to read a short little statement from out in Mercenburg, PA, the MMPW Volunteer Fire Company there. So they're issuing a statement to inform the public and their elected officials of a serious and urgent fire protection concern affecting the borough of Mercenburg and the surrounding community. This was February 3rd. So on February 2nd, units responded to a working barn fire within their response area. Despite rapid response and sustained firefighting operations, the structure was a total loss. Tragically, several animals were also lost during the incident. Their members worked the best they could in difficult situations and the water supply limitations. Due to recent and prolonged cold weather, all available draft sites throughout their response area were frozen and unusable. As a result, crews were forced to rely on fire hydrants located within the borough of Mercenburg to support firefighting operations. And then following the incident, the fire chief received a call from the Mercenburg Water Authority. And during the conversation, he was informed that under no circumstances is the fire department permitted to use hydrants owned by the authority going forward. So we want to play the news stream on this?
Sure, what you got?
All right, here we go.
A Franklin County Fire Department says it was told to let a building burn by the Water Authority.
Tonight, that battle continues between the water company and the fire department. Here's what happened. It's the Mercersburg Water Authority disavowing the fire department's use of a hydrant.
And tonight, CBS 21's Maxine Rose followed up with the department and Water Authority about what happens next. Maxine.
Fire Chief Mark Sanders here at MMNP Fire Company says that he's been met with a lot of positivity from the community and has even received some support from State Senator Doug Mastriano. All meetings with borough officials have been positive, he says, but he has not received any apologies.
When you are contacted by a chair of anything, you assume they are speaking for the authority that they're the chair of. It became evident quickly that this was not necessarily a total authority outlook.
Let the building burn. And it's just one building, is what Fire Chief Mark Sanders says the chairman of the Mercersburg Water Authority told the MMPNW department just one day after a barn fire in Montgomery Township killed 6 goats, 4 chickens, and burned a family's life savings.
That they got to stand and watch this burn while my goats and babies are dying, and everything I lived for is being destroyed. To turn around and say that they're going to wait, they can't let the firemen have water. I'm just floored.
Fire Chief Sanders said in a post online that the authority did not approve of their use of a borough hydrant, despite the department having an emergency of its own.
Most of where we get our water in the township was frozen over, inaccessible. If we're going to hit the system for an extended time, we have our communication center contact the authority and say, hey, the fire department is into your system. They're operating at such and such a place. We did not do that the other day because we did not pull a significant amount of water out of the system, in my opinion.
Today, we went to the borough for some clarification.
Yeah, no, that's a good one, man. I mean, I think the homeowner hits the nail on the head when she said, I got to stand here and watch. And I'm sure she pays her water bill. I'm sure she pays her taxes. I mean, it's ridiculous. And I think if you go and dig on the story more, I think now the water authority's saying, well, that guy was just talking on his own and it's just a rogue employee. It's his own opinion. Dude,
They're backpedaling.
Yeah, it's some wild shit. I don't know, Spray. Now, you ever seen anything like that crazy?
No, not that crazy. It's always been water departments will come out on any fire and help boost the pressure.
Yeah, no,
What is the purpose of a fire hydrant if you're not using it on fires?
Right, exactly.
That's where I'm kind of confused, right? I mean, but look, I know there's private hydrants, right? Don't touch the red ones, but I mean, I was a little taken back on that one.
Yeah, but you touch them if there's a fire.
True.
Right.
True. What was that?
Like, no, this makes no sense at all. Someone's head is up their ass, and yeah, they should be stoned in the middle of the courtyard in the middle of town.
I like it. Let's go. Maybe we could run it as a pay-per-view event and as a fundraiser for the BHB Foundation. I know we get a lot of people to pay on that. Yeah, dude, it's ultimately ridiculous. I think the fire chief nailed the bullet point on the head. You know, if he thought he needed more assistance from the water authority, he would have reached out to him. The story's absolutely wild, but this is some fucking, those that are watching this not from Pennsylvania, this is the wild Pennsylvania shit that happens here all the time, dude. This is nuts. Like, what water authority even has that kind of authority, I guess, to be able to do that? Like, that's wild to me. Let alone a borough that's gonna allow that to happen either. But I guess that's some of the issues as they privatize water companies throughout the country. I guess it is something realistic that could happen.
Yeah, but what are they going to do? If you pull up to a fire and you hit the hydrant, are they going to come from their house and tell you to stop? And then how's that going to make them look?
Yeah, put a water meter on it while you're using all the water. I mean, what are you going to do, dude? What are you going to do? Fuck them.
It's easier to beg for forgiveness than ask for permission.
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
even in that situation, like the chief said, right? Like, typically, he didn't feel it was the call. So, you tell him it's a mistake, right? You talk to the next day. This is what we did. This is how much we tapped in for how long. But to attack right off the bat for that, I mean, that was poor.
Yeah, no, it's stupid. I think the whole incident's kind of died. I'd assume that that guy that runs the water authority is probably going to be looking for a new job here soon. But it is what it is. So yeah, I don't think there's much more else to talk on that one.
All right, before the next one, why don't we
Well,
go?
hold on a second. Sprain on. I found that here's that 52 box you were talking about in Baltimore City. Four
there
houses
you go.
off. There you go. Bucket, let it burn. There's my boy Justin Reagan. There's Sailor, DeRusso. There's some heavy hitting fucking PG names. Boy, watch out. Tommy Kate. So, but glad I'm not working. Anyway,
Not tonight, man.
What we got, Bob?
All right, so before the next one, we got a few questions from viewers or listeners or both. So why don't we just hit one? Pretty simple. Mark Wilson 16 wants to know what's your opinion on not wearing duty pants under your bunkers?
I'm out, dude. I'm out. I worked with a guy. He was an EVD of truck 26, and he would you could be standing there, box come out. He'll literally just drop his drawers and then put on his bunker pants. I don't know, man. I don't get it. My whole thing is like if you're on scene and you want to take your bunker pants off because it's too fucking hot, or whatever it is, you want to change something. Like I don't know, just wear your pants under the bunker pants. I don't know. Spraying on you.
I'm in the South where it gets ungodly hot, and it happens all the time. Especially when I first started working in the department I work at, a call comes out. Next thing I see is everyone dropping their pants to go on the call. Now, for me, I drop my pants and I throw them in a rig. That way, if anything else comes out, like I have my pants, right? Just like if you take your boots off in the bay, you put them on the rig so you're not stuck in your bunker pants the entire time. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just one of those things. When it's very hot out, yeah, dude, it's a night and day difference. But nighttime when you're coming from the bunk, like I don't sleep with pants on. So, well, sometimes I do, but run out there in my boxers, jump into my gear.
Yeah, middle of the night, I used to rock shorts. I don't know, just whatever comfort level. But yeah, I get it. I mean, I guess
if it's cold out, like present day, yeah, I wear pants to bed, and because I'm not going to put them on when I'm trying to get dressed for a box. Like I have to set everything up a specific way so that I don't have to think about nothing.
Yeah. Do you wear socks to bed?
Yeah. Oh, 100%. If you don't wear socks to bed, you're eating up time on getting out the door quick.
See, I just left the socks on the wagon. I would hop on the wagon, put my socks on, put my boots on. I mean, if the box is right next to the firehouse, you're going to have time anyway, right? That was always my theory. If you're going to an away game, you got enough time to put your socks. Usually you can get on the wagon, get your socks on before you started getting out the door, and then, as long as you get your boots, get your feet in the boots and you can wedge yourself and pull them up. I don't know. That was always my thing. So.
Yeah, but being in the front seat of a fire truck,
I hear you.
Figuring out where you're going, where you're laying out from, finishing getting dressed, it's a whole additional step, and I don't care for it. There are times where I don't wear socks to bed, and I won't wear socks in my bunker boots, and that's just yeah. See,
come on, man.
We know a couple people that would go no socks, but I don't know. I don't like sleeping with socks on, but on the overnight, I'm going to put them on. Just one less step. I mean,
so for me, it's either they're on or they're off. So if the call comes in and I don't have socks on, they're not on. Except there's one exception, and that's if I'm coming from the shower, because a wet foot in a boot, miserable. But I do keep a boot getter offer with me so that if I need that assistance to get the boot off, I have it.
Yeah. Well,
all right.
You hit the nail on the head. You got a routine. Go ahead, Bob.
All right. I don't know if you saw this one. Collingswood Fire Department right over the bridge in Jersey, faces staffing shortages, struggles to cover emergency calls. So Collingswood officials say the town fire department is so short-staffed that it cannot effectively respond to all emergency calls, prompting concerns about public safety and a call for outside help. What they do know is firefighter EMT spoke out on Monday at the commissioners' meetings about the difficulty keeping enough staff on each shift. Captain Julian D'Alonso said that when a fire call requires firefighters and firefighters are reassigned from ambulance to fire engine, ambulance is left on staff, leaving the town without dedicated EMS coverage. And then the chief said it's taken a toll on the morale and the overall mental satisfaction with the job. And the commissioner added that every department, wherever, when simultaneously calls create problems, going out to take a look at what they can do to minimize when all this happens.
Well, you can't minimize. Like, that's the thing. You can't minimize when the runs are going to come in. You can only handle one run at a time. Like, there's nothing you can do. If you have that much demand for call, you cheap fucks, you should probably hire more people or put more staffing on board. Because I think if you continue to read the article, they blame COVID-19 and they're running a fire department with all part-timers. If you go ahead and continue to read, they say that, oh, yeah, we used to just staff with part-timers. Well, what kind of quality of service are you even providing to your taxpayers? I mean, again, here it is talking about the same thing over and over again, volunteer shortage and the inability to hire the correct people to do the job right, because nobody wants to be the guy, hey, I'm raising fire tax. Hey, I'm taking a step in this direction. I mean, we see it all the time here locally. So, Spraynon, what do you think?
We talk about it just about every single week, man. And if you're having trouble, you know, it's nice that you're recognizing it now, but what are you actually doing to change it? Why are you in this time? Is it the leadership and the old age leadership that, and by old age, that's not how old someone is. That is, we've done it the same way for all these years. And so it's created a very toxic environment. And so it's led a lot of people who love it out of the firehouse. But then to bring newer people in, the amount of hours and time a new volunteer has to put in, like we've talked about this before, it's a lot. And how can people dedicate that much time to a specific class when you have to work 3, 4, 5 jobs to help pay the bills and get caught up and all that? Like, how are you expecting people to do that? But especially the Mid-Atlantic region, especially the Philadelphia area, the towns and boroughs and cities have all gotten away with not paying this service, but they don't realize that, you know, look back at the one article we talked about, most deaths occur in Pennsylvania. And if you don't pay for a service, what are you going to get?
Yep.
When you have someone come out to your house and they're the cheapest person, you're going to expect poor quality. Now, don't take that as I'm saying the people that are there are actually poor quality, but you get what you get. So if only 2 people show up, then only 2 people are showing up.
Well, right. And there's a big difference if you're home and your brother's hanging out at the office and me, you, Dan, and Bob and your brother head out the door, right? And what kind of fire service you're going to get versus I'm the only one in town and I'm running my own game and nobody else is around, right? And you know, I think that's ultimately what you're getting at. The people aren't bad people. They're trying to do right by their community. They're just not getting the right reps in. They don't have the right experience in to be able to go and help effectively or work through some of these problems. So yeah, dude, it's a continued conversation that happens over and over and over again. And you're going to continue to see it, I think, until volunteer fire departments are probably eradicated. But then what? Then you're going to have to say, well, you know, the workforce that you're replacing and what you're replacing it with because of what these guys are paying, right? They just said, oh, well, we only relied on part-timers. So if they're going to go from part-time to full-time, do you think they're going to pay the proper amount for that job position? Probably not, you know? So I'll be interested to see what happens.
Well, it's that constant vicious cycle, right? Because you tell people like, okay, well, now you're going to have to pay for it. Well, what do you mean we have to spend money on it, right? And then what do you want? You have to have like some like almost like in between in certain circumstances, because it's really not. What it comes down to in the volunteer service is there aren't enough volunteers. People have lost. Do you say interest? But you know what I mean? Like people aren't showing up. And like you said too, right? I mean, you can have 10 heavy hitters in a volunteer fire department, but if 9 of them are working their day job, and that's another thing too. A lot of companies aren't letting people leave their job in the community to take care of the community.
Yep. No, it's 100% true. And more importantly, there's people at Collingswood. Hey, commissioner and fire chief, you only handle one run at a time. And if you got that much demand for service, you really need to go back and take a look at how you're providing fire service to the constituents. So, is what it is, man. Is what it is. We'll be interested to see what happens. By the way, Jersey's hiring practices, I don't know if it's still true. Don't they all have to do don't you have to live in the town? Or that's how it used to be. I know for Camden, they only issued the state test once a year. It was really goofy shit.
Look, Jersey has circles. What do you want?
Yeah, I get it. I mean, whatever. Don't even get me on my Jersey talk. Go ahead.
All right. So we talked about this before, and we're going to introduce this. I'm not going to call it a segment, but a little kind of fun here on the podcast, and because we always find something that's really over the top. So I think I like calling it the Busted Buff of the week. So it doesn't need a lot of discussion, but what I found for this week is in Indianapolis, and there were 3 people and a dog were displaced after a house fire broke out on the south side, and the fire department began after someone attempted to thaw active gas lines under the house with a blowtorch. See, this is great. Firefighters were called to the house, and smoke was showing, and they made an aggressive effort to get the fire under control in about 25 minutes. The owner of the house told the fire department that a family member was working inside a crawl space in the back of the house when he noticed the fire in the bedroom closet. Sparks from the torch found their way up an opening and into the house. The owner said he knew that his family member was using a blowtorch, but they had experience as a plumber. And the family member was still working in a crawl space when the fire department arrived. And due to a language barrier, the firefighters were unable to get him to leave the space while continue working. He was working while they were putting out the fire. He wouldn't get out. So that's our Busted Buff of the week.
So wait, he was thawing out his gas lines?
Yes. And I don't know, with him being, I don't know.
Stand by. I got to look something up. There's no fucking way. There's no way.
That's a new one.
What temperature? What temp does natural gas freeze? I got to know this. Negative 295 degrees. Come on, man. Have some common sense. You know what we used to say at work all the time, and I still say it today. Yeah, no, dude. It's job security. Stupid people doing stupid shit will always keep firemen employed and engaged for that exact reason. Your gas pipes weren't frozen, bro. You probably didn't pay your goddamn bill, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see him trying to thaw a water line, and they this was an article, Fox News. So I mean, there wasn't. Yeah, they were calling it the gas lines. So, all right, that's that. Off to you want another question before we hit?
Yeah, that or any blazes, whatever. Give me something.
Yeah, how's the board looking, Tim? Quiet. Nothing.
You're just talking about Indianapolis, and guess what?
Let's go. Where's our Ted
75? It just came through. You're good. It'll record.
All right.
Go ahead.
It was right there.
You're on.
But Indianapolis, 5300 block of East Omer Avenue, they had a fire in the front of a one-story single family. They have the fire out. You were just speaking of Indianapolis. There you go. What else we got? We got Chesapeake, Virginia. Centerville Turnpike South. They got a single-story residential building working fire.
Damn. Blazes for daisies. All right, Bob, what do you got for questions? What else you got?
I got one for Brian Krepley.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Go on.
Did you see this one already, Tim?
No.
He wants to know, Tim, you start this one out. He wants to know about OnlyFans models in the fire service.
Hey, man, everybody's got to make $1.
That's right. That's right.
And we know many departments don't pay a whole lot of money. So if you can make money doing OnlyFans and your department knows and doesn't care, or you're hiding it, hey, more power to you.
And don't involve the ice machines.
Yeah, don't tell your PIO. You're good. I mean, look, here's the thing. I know of a few that we've seen around that have done OnlyFans, generally females, mostly all females. And here's the thing. Do you, girl, but know what the fuck you're walking into, or guy. I mean, look at the dude from Baltimore County. He's jerking off in ice machines, right? So that's like a little extreme, just a little extreme. But you know, for the females, like, know what you're walking into. I mean, most of these fucking dudes are fucking pigs. I mean, I've been there, done that, right? So just remember what you're walking into. You're putting yourself out there. Just know that, you know, some scumbag outranking officer that's trying to get divorced from his wife's probably going to hit you up and send dick pics. It's going to happen, dude. It's going to fucking happen. So
For sure.
Good for you. You're putting yourself out there. I hope you make a fucking ton of money and don't need the fire department. But in the same sense, just be ready for the fucking shit people are about to talk, because you know it's coming. So, but in the end, we're in full support of it, male or female. Do whatever the fuck you got to do to survive. So.
That's
Have
right.
fun.
Yeah. I mean, look, as long as you're not hurting anyone, we're good, right? But there's always going to be a little backlash, right? Maybe a little bit of jealousy too. So, I mean, you're going to have to catch shit that flies. So that's that. All right. We can play this in a second. There was an emergency call. He ignited a heated debate between fire departments in Anderson County after a firefighter crossed jurisdiction lines to respond to a choking child. So if you have me shared up there.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
It away. So that's why he made the decision, and it's doing the right thing.
When the call came in for a 4-year-old choking only 0.7 miles away, a firefighter with Anderson County Fire District didn't think twice. The firefighter offered medical attention to the little boy, and he's doing just fine now. Only a couple hours later, the Lawrenceburg Fire Chief, Bill Kurtzinger, fired off an email to the Anderson County Fire Chief, Brad Durr,
Telling him respectfully to stay out of his jurisdiction.
The 911 call originated less than a mile from the county firehouse, but technically it was inside city limits. Anderson County Deputy Chief Jimmy Robinson says this isn't the first time city and county have butted heads over jurisdiction in the last year. Yet when human life or property is at risk, his crew ignores boundaries and responds. The tension building among emergency services boiled over into the city council meeting Monday night.
The city was really respectful, and I think they really want to do the right thing.
Robinson hopes that resolution comes when the agencies sit down together, just them, on November 13th.
All right.
You already know my answer. Tim just keeps bundling up. Come on, man. I mean, dude, we deal with it. Listen, this guy did everything 100% right, and it's bullshit, right? Like, I get it. People got to start and stop somewhere. But in the end, It's about sending the closest available unit. So if that city agency has people that were on staff and they could be there quicker than this company that was like a 10th of a mile away or whatever it is, I mean, dude, that guy is the definition of what a fireman should be. Hey, there's an issue with especially at pediatrics, and like I hate talking fucking EMS, but when peds are involved, listen, you did your job, dude. You went out there and did it. I mean, we deal with it every day. I am in a borough that is surrounded by a township, completely encompassed by a township.
We talked about this last week.
No, literally, there was just a run that just came in while we were on here at the corner at an intersection that if it's a few like a block in, it's our run. But yet they got to drive past our firehouse. It took them 10 minutes and 20 seconds to get there, way outside the NFPA requirement for a suburban department. So listen, man, just know what you're fucking with. If you're the chief, know that, like, hey, certain areas, certain jurisdictions, you need to rely on that agency. We did it in the career department too. In the southern parts of Baltimore, Anne Arundel County was closer than some of our mutual aid companies. So they got mutual aid automatic from Anne Arundel County before some of our city units went. And that was, I got to assume, if you're going to go sit on the stand as the chief, know that these things are going to be brought up to you why you're not sending the closest available unit. So,
well, let's talk about.
I like that county fire chief because he said when it's a legit call, I do not care, and it's you already know that he's going to get backlash for it, but he still says it's easier to beg for forgiveness than ask for permission.
Hey, Bob, do me a favor. Find that fucking firehouse. Send them a fucking case of the energy drink and put a note in there that says, we saw your story on Chief Miller's page, and you guys truly are what we believe in. Thank you for doing what you do. Send it to them, dude. Or spray it on. If you know anybody, go find them. So.
Got it. All right. Well, let's roll this one in. And sorry, I didn't share it. My bad. We're just going to roll right into the discussion here. Los Angeles fire chief is talking about careless ways people start fires. All right, here we go.
It's carelessness. I mean, it's literally using candles inside your home and
leaving
not being
them
conscious. Yeah, you leave them. I mean, think of how many of our abuelitas used to light the candle and say their prayers, and they'd walk away, and then that heat would cause a glass to break. The candle wax would melt, and then you catch something on fire.
Yeah.
It's leaving things on the stove unattended. We have tons of grease fires that occur because somebody walks away from the grease that's in a pan and catches fire.
They must feel so stupid when that happens. Like, oh, I left it. Yeah.
No, it's true. I mean, I can't tell you how many tortillas I burned. It's true. It's just carelessness. It's complacency and then just not thinking things through. Simple things like when you unplug things, instead of just grabbing the cord and pulling it out of the wall, grabbing it from where it's supposed to be grabbed, that little knob thing that it has, and pulling it out, because when you grab it from the cord and you pull it, you're breaking down the wires that are inside.
Oh my God. I'm guilty of doing that.
Most people are guilty of that. It's easier, of course.
Yeah.
And so when you pull it that way, you're breaking down the wires inside, which will still allows that current to go through. And then you have this fire that starts, which is an electrical fire. And then think about your homes. A lot of us live in homes that were not outfitted to withstand the amount of electricity we're drawing out of them. So we're drawing more out of the power cords, and we do multiple. It looks like an octopus.
Yeah.
It's one outlet and it's got 4 plugs coming out of it.
Yeah.
And so we're drawing more out of it, and the house isn't set up for that. So make sure that your house is set up for whatever you're drawing power for.
Yeah.
I think that we overlook those things, you know, like even the modernization of time, but our houses aren't as much. They're used to the refrigerator being plugged in, maybe your hair straightener, not your phone, your laptop, your TVs, everything.
Phone chargers, all that stuff.
Oh,
and then with lithium ion batteries and the ease of being able to purchase a lithium ion battery for a scooter, for a hoverboard, for phone chargers, those lithium ion batteries, if you leave them plugged in and they overcharge, they'll overheat, and then they cause
Oh my
fires.
god.
So many things.
Yeah.
Fire Chief Moore, can you shame my sister because she once put a couple noodles in the microwave with no water and then caused pretty much caused the fire.
Oh no.
I think this fire chief's on point. I like him, dude. What was that, the LA Fire County Chief?
Yeah, it was sorry. LA County, yeah.
Dude, I like that guy. I like the fact that he had some humility and he said, you know how many tortillas I burn? That was fucking classic.
It was the county, it was Los Angeles Fire Department.
Yeah, LA County, LA City.
Yeah.
It's all the same shit. Dude, that's classic. The guy's got some humility, but yeah, we already talked about it earlier in the show is what? Job security. People are just fucking stupid. Like they're just stupid, dude. They do the dumbest shit, and that's what keeps us employed. That's what keeps us busy. I like the fact that he brought up the lithium-ion batteries. I think we were kind of talking about this a few weeks ago. Garage fires are through the roof. The batteries just sitting there burning on the charger and causing fires. I'm glad to hear someone else is calling out the same thing.
I remember, I don't know, you might have been down in Baltimore at the time. And we had one call. It was a roofer and found a bee's nest on the roof and thought it was a good idea to take it out with a torch. And lost half the house.
I like it. The first fire I ever went to as a volunteer when I was 16 years old in Lansdale on Jenkins Avenue, a couple blocks up from Janky's shop, was a 18-year-old girl who was having sex and didn't know what to do with the condom afterwards, didn't want to put it in the trash can so mommy and daddy didn't get mad. So she burned it on her windowsill and caught the whole house on fire. So there you go. Now you know. Now you fucking know. Jay Dabler investigated that one. So, but anyway.
All right.
Hey, play it.
Oh, shit. Got one.
Oh, we sure do.
Ted
You're good to go.
75.
I think it's at more of a 1077, but it's a third alarm in Brooklyn on Clinton Avenue. They got a 100 by 100 multi-story apartment building with fire on third and fourth floor.
Oh, God damn. New York's been burning a lot recently, man. They've putting themselves back on the map. So
Philly's got a box.
What we got?
Oh. Let's see. We hear it?
Box 5712, fire report number 26 North 51st Street. Reported via a dwelling. Phone comes operating on South Fire, South Tack 1. Attention engine 7, engine 5, engine 68, engine 41, ladder 6, tower ladder 13, battalion 11, battalion 7, and medic 9. Repeating box 5712, fires reported number 26 North 51st Street. Reported via dwelling. Phone comes operating on South Fire, South Tack 1. Attention engine 57, engine 5, engine 68, engine 41, ladder 6, tower ladder 13, battalion 11, battalion 7, and medic 9.
Right off Market Street. Dude, Philly's so hard to buff, dude. It's so fucking hard to buff.
Yes, it is.
That a couple episodes ago. I don't know if you heard me say earlier, we were kind of going back and forth about like Baltimore having a lot, but Philly, they were off the hook this morning. They had 6 fires before noon. 3 of them were all hands on deck.
Yeah. This is not far from Upper Darby.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy might be going.
Stomping grounds.
Yeah, it's oh yeah. I guess it's not far from where you were, huh? Walnut Hill, Cedar Park, Cobb's Creek. Oh. Anyway, what we got next? What we got next?
All right, we got another question, comment, whatever, and it's a twofer because I think our Bunker Pants was also Mark Wilson, but he says, what traditional firehouse meals do you like or hate? Steak on Saturday night, fries, chicken Sunday, etc. So
What meals do I hate? I mean, me
Or
personally,
I guess you just kind of he just wants
Look.
to know what he said traditional firehouse meals. So I mean that's all going to depend on your house, right? You got to depend on how many people in the house like to cook, how many people like to cook together, right?
well, there was one my lieutenant used to make, belly busters. They were pretty good, which was basically a personal sized fucking meatloaf that was about this fucking big, just fucking cooked in all kinds of gravy. That was always a solid meal. Me for breakfast, bacon, eggs, potatoes. You can't go wrong. What I hated spaghetti because every time I do some sort of fucking spaghetti dish, guaranteed to get a blaze and puke. Inevitable. And the other one that I hated, I don't give a fuck how hot it is out. Deli fucking meat sandwiches in the summertime is not a fucking meal, dude. I don't care what anyone says. You can't buy enough fucking lunch meat to make it a goddamn fucking meal. That's my opinion on that. So I hated dinners when they were fucking deli meat. Fucking, it's hot out. I want to eat light. You're gonna eat light. You're gonna put fucking deli meat and a whole bunch of bread and fucking. Anyway, whatever. I'm out.
I'm on board with you and the having like a sub or sandwiches. Like, yeah, we're just gonna have some lunch meat and that's gonna be for dinner. Well, it's called lunch meat for a fucking reason.
That's right.
Time out for a second. I'm sorry. I got to interrupt you, Tim. I know you're living.
You never worked 24 hours in a firehouse, Bob.
No. I'm not even going there.
He's going to say, it's a hoagie.
Yeah. You're in South Carolina, but where are you from? We don't call them subs. I don't care where you live. You know what? It's a hoagie. It's a hoagie.
I have lived out of Pennsylvania longer than I lived in Pennsylvania.
He gets the pass. Old boy's a goner, dude. Old boy's a goner. That's what that is. So,
but I agree with that. I'm very big on like Mexican Monday, Taco Tuesday.
Can't go wrong.
There's some terms that I will not say, but it stays in that flow and it goes with Wednesday and it starts with a W. So I like Bar Food Friday.
Yeah. Dude, burgers, actually what's a really good meal is burger and dogs. You don't know. You know what? It's an expensive fucking meal, dude. It is probably one of the most expensive meals to put together. You got to get burgers. You got to get bit dogs. You got to get rolls for the burgers and the dogs. God forbid they sell the right amount of rolls to the amount of meat you're fucking buying. Then you got to get fucking some sort of coleslaw, fries, chips, something else on the side. Dude, it is hands down one of the most expensive meals to make.
I judge every restaurant off their French fries. And so I despise French fries and tater tots in a firehouse. Despise. They're always shit. Yes.
Why?
Yeah.
I'm a tater. Even if you have a fryer, like a legit fryer.
Man, most don't. We usually just oven. But
Some
dude,
do.
No, you throw it in the oven.
Yeah, tater tots for breakfast is a fucking cheat for fucking potatoes, personally. But I agree. Fries never cook correctly at work. Now, I do have to ask you, what is your go-to fry? It's not non-work related since we're off topic.
What do you mean?
Like, what's your number one fry? My number one fry, personally, and my wife thinks I'm nuts, is fucking steak fry. Not potato wedges, not nothing else. A nice fucking steak fry, dude, is
just have a potato at that point. It's too thick.
No. When they're fucking nice and crisp on the outside, and then you bite into it, it's nice and soft on the inside. Steak fries, you cannot.
I will have to say, my favorite fry. It comes from a restaurant in Lafayette Hill, Pennsylvania. It's a restaurant called Ye Old Owl House, and I get continental fries from Ye Old Owl House with a hot ham sandwich. And boy, that is my number one. So a lot of places might have like truffle fries or something. I enjoy that.
Wait, that's the place with the prime rib sandwich or the
roast beef sandwiches.
Roast beef sandwich, right?
And they cut everything right in the middle of the bar. Yeah, it's phenomenal. That place is.
What are the continental fries?
What's on them?
Yeah.
Are they thick? Are they thin? What's up?
Ask my brother. Ask my brother to take you guys there.
All right.
It's so far from you guys. It's a whopping like 15 minutes away. But I know that in the Montgomery County area, like to go 3 towns over felt like you had to pack your bags for a damn day, and no one ventured that far.
Well, dude, I can't.
So
I
it's
can't miss
where I
a lot.
grew up. Like if I had to go outside of Lafayette Hill, Conshohocken, Plymouth Meeting, I felt like if I was going to East Norton, man, pack the bags. We're going for the day.
Yeah, well, listen, we can't miss the first 2 box, dude. So as long as Chief Matthew goes with us, we're good to go. I'm fucking in. So, but yeah, we'll have to go there. Maybe one day if we ever do this show live, we'll host it at the Ye Old Ale House. So
next time you're up, Tim.
All right, when you want me up there, let's go.
Let's go. All right, what else we got? I know we got a little off.
I'll be up in March.
We got it.
I'll be up in March after the Key City Fire Conference.
Bet. All right, game on.
All right, we got a little good feel story here. Lake Forest firefighter paramedic Sam Hiller has been selected to officiate as a hockey referee at the Winter Olympics in Milan. The city of Lake Forest posted on their social media that Hiller, who serves the community as a firefighter paramedic, will take the ice in February to referee games featuring the world's top hockey talent as teams compete for Olympic gold. The department said the selection reflects the same quick decision-making, composure, and professionalism required both on emergency calls and in high-level international competition.
Yeah, well, that's nice. I'm glad someone's stepping up. I mean, yeah, sure, cool, thank you. The Olympics are on. Olympics are great for firehouse viewing. I mean, that is like nonstop, all day betting. I'm sure the guys are having a blast. Something to do the whole fucking day. No fucking brainer. No brainer. But hey, good for her for going to do that, representing the country and getting out there doing their thing. So,
dude, Tim's just getting colder and colder by the minute.
I know, dude. It's gonna fucking.
Well, you keep adding story after story after story.
No, that was a last minute pull. It was a little good feel. Last night was the opening to the Olympics, and shout out. So, but that wraps up the stories. We got all the questions in. Everyone out there, send them in. Send in your questions. Send in your comments. We'll read you on the air, and keep the conversation going.
Spray, you got anything else?
No.
My man's ready to go to work tomorrow. How long's your shift?
Only 24 because I got a swap for today because I work 48s, but got a swap for today because I ran the 5K and it sucked. It was miserable. The wind was blowing. It was cold. My house is dealing with upper respiratory infections and all this other junk. So it was not pleasant. And the best part is in 1 month, I'm running a half marathon in Myrtle Beach. So I am not looking forward to that at all. But
no, I'm giving Tim props though. What? That was like 6 weeks ago. You made a decision that you were going to start training, you were going to run, and here you are. You knocked a 5K out already. So props to you.
Yeah, the best part is I've been sick and I really jacked up my foot, so I could barely walk for a couple weeks. So it's been fun.
You jacked up your foot, but you didn't jack off in the ice machine. That's going to be a reoccurring comment throughout our things.
I did not jack off in an ice machine, but I definitely I was rushing my kid to shit. Like he was holding his ass and I was rushing him and I wasn't wearing any shoes. And there's like a little wall right next to the toilet in this one house. And I crushed that thing. I face planted into the back of the toilet and it was just miserable. Absolutely miserable.
Did you have your socks on?
Yeah.
All right. I'm just bringing it all around. I'm bringing it back. I'm bringing it back.
The best thing about socks is knowing the houses are in the firehouse, right? especially at Kentland, you'd be running down that back hallway. You'd hit that heavy back door, and you'd have to time it right because it would swing back and knock the motherfucker out. But you'd run out there, and then you'd have to gauge your slide on how far, like how fast you're going, and then you just slide on the socks, and then you take off down the side of the wagon.
Damn. Oh, sounds like a party. And then one last thing before we go. Today is the anniversary of the Great Baltimore Fire. I was just looking at a few pictures. When we're recording this, some wild shit back in the day, but I couldn't imagine. But you know what? Baltimore's still burning. It's amazing. There's still always something to burn. So,
but they don't need to call DC with a pigeon to load up engines on the railroad and ship them up.
Yeah, no, they could just drive up the street now. Although I did see that I know Baltimore and DC were working together today because I think they're transporting the DC firemen who passed. But anyway, with all that being said, boys, thank you for another great episode. Guys, if you got any value out of this, please feel free to share the show. We don't care about the likes or subscribes. We don't even care about how many listens we get, but we do care about sharing great content to our fellow brothers and sisters. So if you got any value out of this, please share it. Don't forget theenergydrink.com, TED75, 20% off your first order. If you don't know what it is, it's pretty obvious. It's the energy drink, theenergydrink.com. And we will catch you boys on the next one.
Later.